Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast that's covered the industry for 30 plus years. It's going to be scary when I'm saying 40 all the time, and then maybe even 50. Actually, that'd be pretty cool if I got to that. But yeah, it is October 14th, 2024. We're in the middle of spooky season. Can't wait for Halloween. Yeah, that was just making me think of the horror movies I should get to watching here soon. We were watching Wishmaster yesterday. That's a classic, even though it wasn't really classic. It came out in '97. By that time, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we've got some cool stuff to cover today, so I'll get to that here shortly. Also, as we go, if there's anything going on, let me know in terms of audio, whatever. I'm, continually modifying to optimize the best quality while I can have the best functionality. But we're going to start with what I've been playing, so let's go to that. So, hey, Jim Collects, good to see you. Okay, so to start, Castlevania Dominus Collection. So I beat Julius mode. And maybe I had brought that up before. I don't remember. But what I actually did this weekend is I decided to do like a quick kind of review of Dawn of Sorrow in terms of where I see it now that, I've replayed all of the recent Castlevanias. And, kind of a little spoiler, but I go into detail there that like the Julius mode in Dawn of Sorrow might be the best of the DS Metroidvanias, maybe even advanced, that just because I love the multi-character aspect that you could be Julius, Yoko, and Alucard with his PS1 sprite. That's something I didn't know originally until recently. And it's interesting just because I think a lot of times when people beat a Metroidvania, that's kind of it, at least for me, or even the people I would talk to back in the day. There was never like you got to do the Richter mode, the Julius mode. It was there, but almost like an extra thing. But going back and doing those modes are a lot more fun, especially with Dawn of Sorrow, it's Julius mode. You don't equip items, you don't use items, but each character has their own abilities that help you navigate the castle and could be different for each boss. And you still level up. So you can do level farming and stuff. Totally fun. Recommend it. So I did a little review that's up on the site. Also, there is a review up on the Vader 4 Pro. This is like, I would say it is a fully featured Pro controller, but at the price of a standard Xbox or PS5 controller. That's why this is like completely worth it. It has trigger stops, buttons on the back. I go in detail in the review. The big thing is the analog tension that you can do right on the fly. And if you see my Apex 4, same brand, Apex 4, it's a lot more expensive, has a lot of crazy features you might not need. But I just talk about how they have the same D-pad, perfect for fighting games, 2D fighting games. And then there's actually another review that's going to be going up soon. You've heard me talk about this, about the game Sir Tarantula. Probably the best D-pad for 2D games in general, and that this you could switch to like Switch mode or regular mode. Good, great controller. Feels very comfortable. Okay. To move to the next, tabletop simulator. So it's something that I tried really quick. I only know about this because of Steven from Midnight Hatter. On his show on Wednesday on the Midnight Hatter channel, he dived into all the specifics of this new Gundam card game coming out. But he then found out that someone had ported all of this to Tabletop Simulator. So it's like right now you could play the Gundam card game in Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator is just really that. It's where you have like a table, and then it could be whatever. It could be chess, checkers. People make their own games. It could be probably full tabletop RPGs, other card games. So I thought that was really cool, and hopefully Steven and I can figure out, how to play and maybe show that off. Okay, in the Castlevania Advance Collection, I've gone back, let's see, how many boss? 2. So I've gone back to beat Circle of the Moon, because I haven't actually finished it since, or I haven't played through it since maybe 2000. If that was a 2001, 2002 release, I think it was around between maybe Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow where I got back to it, because at first I avoided it because it's like, man, this doesn't look like Symphony of the Night. But it still looks good in its own way, and it has great music, and it has its own flow to it that's actually pretty fun. Jim Gillette saying, oh, so that's what everyone is playing Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! On. Yeah, and you know what? That actually makes it a little more opening and inviting for me if I was curious and wanted to try. I remember, and if you haven't checked it out on Steven's, that stream we did, he was kind of explaining some of the tactics in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. It actually was pretty interesting. Again, I've never really played these card games, but I think it has a lot of cool stuff, like, because I've played computer or video game card games, and I forget some of the names of them, but there's some that I played a lot of back in the day. And when I say back in the day, it's like early 2010s. A lot of them came out on Steam. Okay, and then Ast Libra. I still have trouble saying that name. So yeah, Gem Collex was joining me during that stream where I was trying out the demo for Ast Libra, and I played 27 minutes. I was like, okay, this is worth buying, and then I played 25 minutes of it so far. It is awesome. It is a Metroidvania that has all the features of all the Metroidvanias that you would want. And I'm talking about Castlevania Metroidvanias. I probably need to be clear. Igavanias is what they call it. And it also has like an interesting resource gathering for building instead of like it being drops, although there's still drops, but it seems like as you can cut down trees and you can buy pickaxes to use to mine. It's like it's a usable item, and then you get mine from mining locations. Once you save at a crystal, there's crystals spread around. When you save, it resets the monsters and the resources, so then you can go through and do it. So it's like built for farming and resource gathering to, yeah, and that seems like it might get in the way of the gameplay, but to like, okay, then I'm doing resource gathering for a while. But I think it's a cool, it's cool, new and different, and this game is really cool, I gotta say. Okay, Europa, played more of that. It's turned out to be not what I was thinking, but it's still pretty fun. I don't know if I'll get back to beating it, just because I totally forgot about it, actually, after I played it. I think it was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday morning. So it's like Breath of the Wild, but even though it looks open world, it's actually pretty linear. There's really just a straightforward path, and along the way, you'll be like, okay, I can get this page, get this crystal, get to the next area. And I think you could just streamline, or no, there's another stream roll through it, and not actually, you collect everything, and you could still beat it. So my thoughts are like, I think it's worth it because of the price. That's the thing. I think it was like $13 or something. And it's like, man, for $13, what it's giving me is like worth it. Man, is it? Hold on. Wow, these sneezes in the morning can just pop out of nowhere. But yeah, that's the thing. $13 looks beautiful. It's like a quick little experience. I just sometimes feel like if there's not a lot to a game, then I just stop playing it. But I should be able to accept a small experience. I've heard people say they've beaten it in 4 hours. So I'm 1/4 of the way through. So that would be, for $13, that's a good experience. So I do recommend it. All right, and then Starship Troopers Extermination. So, yeah, I hadn't played much more since Saturday. Actually, I didn't play a lot on Sunday. I was making a lot of stuff. Videos. Anyway, Starship Troopers Extermination, again, it looks and sort of feels AA, but it is fun. It is just, they capture the feel of being in that universe. You get to hear Johnny Rico, Casper Van Dien talking to you. It has all that cool stuff. Like it, and then, yeah, actually, I was even doing a comparison because I've been in early access since day one, and I was checking like how the graphics look then versus now, and it's a huge improvement. There's more they plan to do. They have a roadmap that seems to be pretty full featured. So I think it's a good game to get in on. And then we see Warhammer Space Marine 2 down here. I haven't got back to that. Like, I think it's fun, but it's there's something about it where it's just like super basic, and I don't really know what, because I've played 6 hours. I think that's a pretty good amount of time, and yeah, it's funny because when I played the first Space Marine game, like I was like, this is amazing. Space Marine 2, while it's better than Space Marine 1, it's like, I don't know. Here's what it could be. I wonder if when they made Space Marine 2, they were targeting that sort of Gears of War crowd, kind of the more of the mainstream shooter. And Space Marine just has a lot of cool stuff to it. Like the name is cool. You know, you're fighting Tyranids. You got these, like it has that Gears of War. I think there's like this sort of theme of a shooter, a third-person shooter that gets the masses. You know, like a Gears of War, which I first thought Gears of War was going to be amazing. And I will always bring this up. Before Gears of War came out, some people got review codes, and I remember this reviewer talking crap about it. And then I hadn't got to play it yet because it wasn't really out. And then I made a blog post saying it's crazy that this person's talking bad about this game. Gears of War is going to be amazing. And then I played it and I was like, yeah, Gears of War is really not that great. But that's still like me. And then I see how popular it is though. And then so many more games. I have never fully played through one. I've tried. They are just super simple for me and I don't get it. It reminds me of War for or Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, I need to check those out. There was a Transformers game that I played that was really awesome right before, I think it might have still been 360. But anyway, yeah, so Space Marine 2, very interesting. That I think it's okay. It's fun, but like there's other things I could be doing. It's weird. I really want to get back to Star Wars Outlaws. Just waiting for the other updates to drop. Okay, so that's it with what I've been playing. You know, and real quick, I did see Beetlejuice this weekend. That was a good movie. I was actually surprised that it was as good as it was. I didn't, sometimes with these sequels after so long, you never know. That was fun. And then I finally saw Godzilla X Kong New Empire. I don't know why I waited so long to watch that. It's like I wanted to see it in theaters, but at that time I was still like, it's hard to plan to go to theaters. And then it was on HBO Max. I was like, okay, I want to just sit down in front of my big screen in the living room someday to watch it. And I think recently, from the I guess I've been going to the movies more, and I've really enjoyed it. And it's just because I guess I decided to. At first, it was like, oh, it's hard to always find time to go to the theater, but I'm like, no, let's actually plan this as like a family thing. And so that made me go more. I've enjoyed it. So last night, popped some popcorn, watched Godzilla New Empire. It's fun. It's cool. It's a little more crazier than I prefer one of those movies to be, but I guess it's a good way to get that type of action while you still get the Godzilla -1 stuff. Okay, so, Jim Kill X, are you thinking of Transformers Armada? You know what? Let's see. There was a couple games I played. No, not Transformers Armada. Now that I'm looking at that, oh no, that because I'm looking. Hold on, let me type video game. Interesting. Maybe. It was something, though, I was playing on Xbox. And then I felt like there was a Transformers game that was just on Cybertron. And that could be. Yeah, War for Cybertron. So I think that's what you brought up. Right? Yeah, I think that was the last one I played, and I actually liked it. That's pretty cool. It's neat seeing these. So I think it's Activision. Isn't that something too we're waiting for, or it has happened, or it's going to happen where they're going to be putting them on Game Pass? I think that was like a leak. That'd be neat. Okay. So let's move on to some other stuff here real quick. I didn't really have time to put together some news, but I got some. Actually, one thing to talk about real quick happens to do with Nintendo. So I don't know If you guys heard about that hack that happened, where some hackers got into Game Freak's systems, leaked source code for some new Pokemon games. There was stuff in there showing concept art for the new Detective Pikachu movie, crazy stuff. And this is a retaliation for, these hackers are doing it. Well, and I don't know if that's true, but I'm just assuming, because here's the thing. What happened was it was social engineering. It was a phishing attack on an individual that was able to get them into the Nintendo portal, Nintendo developer portal. There's, I work in security. I explained this in that video, my video I have uploaded. That's for a company like Nintendo to be so easily phished, there's a couple things there. One, their security must be horrible. Or two, it is a purposely a targeted attack for a reason. That if you got to think about that, because really, you could brute force social engineering anywhere, and you're gonna get in, even if you have the best security. Now, some more like typical, just basic attempts that are not targeted, sure, your security should be able to get through that. So here is what's going on, and it's either Nintendo really doesn't put a lot of money in their security, which I will say, yeah, they were able to social engineer someone, but if it's a portal that people are logging into, they need to do geofencing or device authentication in order for that to happen. If you got someone remotely that's able to do that, that means they've gone through different barriers that should already be in place. So this tells me Nintendo doesn't put money or effort in security, but they do into their lawyers. And actually, someone made a comment at that and made me think, yeah, that's actually legit. I can actually speak on that due to working in security. And that they're spending more money on suing people than they are securing, it's crazy. And so because of that, so think about that. If you put all your time, power, and resources into going after people, eventually you are separating yourself from it's almost like you have blinders on for what really matters. And in this case, Nintendo is so into putting money into the lawyer game that they are overlooking their security to the point where people were like, okay, we're going to brute force in there, show Nintendo, look, don't F with us, And I'm glad this is happening. I really am, because I do not like what they've been doing, Some things, when it came to one of the emulators and people were paying in order to help troubleshoot how to get Tears of the Kingdom to work before release, I understand, and I think Nintendo was in the right. But everything else they're doing, I wonder if they're just waiting they have an influx of money from the Switch because they can kind of wait on releasing the Switch 2 and just sell a $100 alarm clock with no power cable. And so they have the money. And so they're just doing whatever they can. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, video's up on the channel you can watch after this if you want to get a little more details on that. Okay. So let's move. I haven't even seen this yet, so let's see what's going on. A new trailer for Amazon's Secret Level leaked. I'll just wait for that to come out. Okay, Jez Corden on Everwild. I heard that development on Everwild's going well. They've nailed the gameplay loop now, and we should be seeing that in the future. Have I even... For those that don't know what Everwild is, the game was revealed at the 2X, or is that supposed to be 2019, as one of the earliest first-party games coming to Xbox Series X even before the console reveal. It's a new IP from Rare. Interesting. Let's see. So I must have totally forgot about this. Very neat. Probably because it kind of looks like anything else. And even that name is kind of like whatever. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Lucas, can you turn that on? So, yeah, that's probably why I forgot about it. I don't even remember this. Hey, but it's Rare. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. So that's something to keep in mind. Let me close this. Let's see. Is this Mist Majesty still do that? This looks like it's from. Oh, wait a minute. Did I close the wrong one? Hold on. Let me. Gaming. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was wondering why the gaming news Reddit is a little more just like has interesting news, but we'll get to that in a second. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Game Freak acknowledges massive Pokemon data breach. We just talked about that. Let's see. Xbox partner preview announcement and happening this coming week. Nice. Okay, partner preview. I like the sound of that because I think it's important that Xbox is highlighting partners, third party people, making it, a friendly, welcoming ecosystem. Let's see. Jurassic Park Survival release date could be 2025. Okay. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Just looking real quick to see. Okay, I think everything else is. Wait, Xbox Cloud Gaming. This I haven't seen. Will let you stream your own games in November. This is cool. Microsoft is planning to support the streaming of Xbox game libraries next month. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans tell The Verge that the company is getting ready to test the ability to stream games that you own that aren't part of the existing Xbox Game Pass library. This is big. As part of the long-running project known as Project Lapland inside of Microsoft, the software giant has been readying its Xbox Cloud gaming servers to be able to support streaming thousands of games. I'm told Microsoft will first test its new Xbox Cloud gaming streaming capabilities with Xbox Insiders in November before expanding them to more Xbox users. So that's cool. I think that's something that's been needed for a while, and that changes the game here. Because right now, you can stream your own PlayStation games with the PS Remote app, which is very interesting. I mean, you have to have a PlayStation hooked up, but I guess the idea here is you don't have to have an Xbox hooked up. It's just with the Game Pass service, wherever you can stream games already with the cloud, with the app. Now it's going to have your own library, which is great. Here's the thing. Like, I think I was talking about this yesterday on Discord. Like, Microsoft's issue, it's very weird. It has nothing to do, like, okay, I'll use Command and Conquer and RTS as an analogy. Sometimes I'll sit there and just build power plants forever, just to have all the or tons of refineries, just to have all the resources I need. But then it's like, okay, I need to actually build some troops. I think that's Xbox's problem right now. They do the backwards compatibility. They have Game Pass. They have the cloud streaming. They're doing it where you can do it with a Fire Stick. They're doing all the things to make gaming very accessible, but they're not nailing it on the games. They're troops. So I think that's kind of a fun analogy. Just popped in my head. Like they've built the refineries. They've built the power plants. They now just need to go to the barracks and start pumping out not only troops, but troops with more advanced abilities, upgrades, Yeah, that was a fun analogy. Okay, so, okay, yeah, we were talking about Splinter Cell on Friday, so yeah, we can move on now. Yeah, gaming news real quick. Okay, 1 year ago today, Xbox completed the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we won't go to that. I am going to head over to Feedly. See what some cool news here is. Isometric action adventure. That's of Tron, but just isometric. It's been a while, but that's really neat. Okay, I'd like to see something like that. Venus Vacation for Dead or Alive Extreme adds Elite. So I'll have to save this for later. But no, I am curious. Like, is this a new game? Oh, okay. It's a romance adventure game. Okay. I thought it was something to do with Dead or Alive. Like, the fighting games or something. Okay. Because I know there's, and it's the volleyball, but it's like one that's only in Asian territories. All right. Against the Storm has sold 1.2 million copies. Which one is this? Is this the Publisher Hooded Horse Networkers? So, no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just using filler words right now as we look at other news. 8-bit action adventure game Lovish announced for PC. Okay, looks cool. What to expect from this week's Gamescom Asia? Oh, I did not even know this was going on. Let's see. It will be hosted in Singapore from October 17th to 20th with a business and public exhibition. The event expects over 150 exhibitors. Wow. Capcom has confirmed its participation. They'll hold a Street Fighter 6 tournament, Capcom Pro Tour 2024. Okay. Various Capcom titles will be playable, including Monster Hunter. Okay, so we got Capcom, PlayStation. So I wonder how big one of these events are in terms of a Gamescom Asia. Like, are there going to be some major announcements? You hear about we saw the news about Xbox possibly having some sort of partner showcase. I wonder if this is related in some way, where they're going to announce some things that then can be played there. I don't know. Okay, yeah, the cloud gaming. Really looking forward to that. Summer Eternals, yet another new studio. Yeah, all these new studios, which it's very interesting seeing that a lot of studios in the past couple years have seen an exodus of their top talent. Their top talent's leaving. And, especially with what's been going on with Ubisoft, it's kind of making sense what's going on. Ubisoft's trying to save themselves because the shareholders of all these big game publishers are mandating things that are just making their top talent leave. It's really crazy that this is what has come out of it. It's really a mismanagement of the video game core point, I guess you could say. Sliding past metaphor, I must say that yes, the game is indeed a metaphor. Have you been playing it? Let me know. People are saying good things about it, but I don't normally play games like that. COD's toxicity levels plummet as Black Ops 6 approaches. What does that mean exactly? Oh, enforcement team. So, okay, they're going a lot further with and they have AI-driven digital moderation. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Do whatever they can to reduce that toxicity. It's always in life. There are things in life that are ruined by others. It's always the case, all the time. And I think the early days of playing video games online got ruined by people that weren't raised correctly, and they go online and they just start spewing crap. It's pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. And then I would even get caught up in it. I remember in the early days, like Halo 2, when, I'm having fun playing, but then people start, like, saying crap, and then it makes me want to talk back. But it's like, I don't need to engage. It's just like social media. There's just this thing where it's like a gnat or a fly. When someone thinks that no one knows who they are, the first instinct is to kind of be rude to people or pick on people, and it's just weird how some people just, it's an inner urge, I think, that's in all of us, and you have to learn not to do that. It's kind of like that we have a certain process in our brain that stops us from wanting to squish and kill like a cute baby or a cat. When we see something that's so cute, it's because all that dopamine is telling us this is so cute, and but those chemical imbalance levels, I don't know. I'm getting all sciencey and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, again, with Call of Duty, I have, it's a fun pastime. I'm excited when Black Ops 6 comes out because I'll be playing it for about a month maybe with the kids or something. Hold on, let me see. Black Ops 6 release. I totally forgot. It's November? It's October 25th. Wow, that is close. Okay. That is close. So many games, and yeah, so many games. GTA Online's new zombie mode brings 1.2 million players to Northampton. Does that mean they're just there? Or I don't know. They have a new zombie survival mode. Wow. Man, they're adding so much to it. I haven't even been playing it. I think that's about it for today. Not too much crazy news. I think the biggest thing really happens to be Nintendo's leak, and I have it covered. As a video I made yesterday, it's up on the channel. Also, check out the review for the Vader 4 Pro because that's pretty cool. I have a review of Dawn of Sorrow up and more in relation to today and playing all the other games, what I kind of think about it. So, yeah, that's about it for today. Oh, really quick, JamKillX is saying, and I have this thing where I don't know how to share the chats online yet. I'm going to get it figured out. But JamKillX about Metaphor is saying, yes, it's really fun. Basically, the king was assassinated, but before his killer can take the throne, a spell makes it so only who earns the support of the people can lead. That's very much like Transformers 1 that we just watched. That's pretty good. Interesting. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, thanks for that little thing. I guess story's really a big deal, I think, when it comes to these games. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head back to work, but until next time, be cool.